What's up? Sorry for the delay.
How you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Good.
Hi there.
So welcome to the Matrix, finally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Very glad to have you.
Yes.
So, Mr. Young Spaid, so should we call you, I want to call you both your name and your actual, but you know what, we want people to know who you are and recognize your talent, so we're just going to call you Young Spaid. So tell me about your name and how you derived that name for yourself.
I got it from my father. Like, they used to call him Spade and whatnot, but my real name is Javon. But I took it from him and whatnot, and I kind of put the twist on it, made it my own.
Yeah,
and
you definitely
had no problem with it. I cut him a check.
I love it.
Yeah.
So tell me what got you into hip hop? What started your love affair with hip hop?
Really just being in the back seat of the car, listening to music and whatnot. And then just learning, like, I used to listen to music and figure, like, I would say this when he would say this. You feel me? So it started getting into I wanted to know about it. And a lot of my father's friends, they was doing music, and I would end up in the studio with them and whatnot. And I would end up on songs. So it just grew over the years.
Okay.
Turned into something. I was whack at first, too.
Where was this? Where are you from?
I'm from Hartford, Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
You're from the Heartbeat.
All right.
Yeah.
Doing big things.
860.
860. So is your dad in the music business too, or he just like a hip hop head, like a lover?
No, yeah, my family's pretty hip hop based. He's an author now, actually. Chef / author. Yeah, he got a few books out right now.
Oh, that's what's up. We're gonna have to have him on the show after you.
Yeah, because he got a lot of titles, too many to even remember right now.
My mom said, what's his name?
Jeffrey Alexander. That's how you can look him up.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, got a lot of books.
For sure. So you're into this. I was sharing your music with my son and daughter, probably around your age, I think. And, they really love it. Been sharing your stuff around, and I've been learning more about, because, we're two different generations. I think for me, like, my generation stopped where yours began. Like 2010 is where drill started, and mine was like right before that with the older hip hop. Yeah. So tell me, do you think your sound is pretty much like drill? Do you think your sound is like close to the Chicago folks, like Cowboy and all of those, Lil Durk?
Nah, I feel like I'm trying to keep up with them now. I feel like I'm way older. I'm 26, so I kind of I understand all of the music from the past, and that's what I created from. So that's my home base for sure. So all of the new music, I feel like I'm just catching on to it. I mean, I get it, luckily, fortunately, but
yes.
Back then, the 90s, all of that type of stuff, that's always home base for me. But I'm pretty sure I can keep up with the young boys.
Oh, for sure. You still, from my perspective, you're still young. You're older than my kids, but you're still young.
Thank you.
And absolutely can cross over to anything. In the 90s, that's basically your foundation?
Yeah, that's where I kind of learned everything, the basics, you got to have all the ingredients to the formula,
Yes. So you was in the back of the car listening to Biggie, listening to Pac, listening to all of the greats.
Yep. Everybody. I done went through all the different types of music too. So like if you R&B, all the cookout music, all of that. So like, and I use that for my producing side of me. So it's like I'm just like a big mashup of all the music that I like since a kid. It's not really necessarily the drill scene or what's popping right now. I could jump on the beat that sounds like that and just go with the beat. But I'm not worried about that. I'm also trying to make sure I got a message in it. You can get something from it and you can listen to it.
Exactly. So let's talk about your message. You're a writer and you're a producer. So what is your message when I look you up and I look at this track that you have called Tricky, or I hear, your lyrics, what am I learning about you?
Pretty much you're learning about my troubles with trust and paranoia, being a young Black male today right now.
Yeah.
Whatever we're going through, because I know it's so many of us everybody got a different story. So it's like, you could be working and not trust your boss or your coworker and whatnot. Just because you're doing good in your position, like it could be that simple, but that's like my method on it. Like if I can use what I've been through in order to get you to understand, like, all right, this happens and this is how you could get through with it and whatnot, then my job is done. That's all I'm trying to really get done or achieve. So it's like, I'm trying to tell my story and help somebody at the same time.
Right. And isn't that kind of what we're all trying to do at our own capacity, using our own gifts to impact people in that way?
Well, it's certainly what we all should be trying to do anyway. We don't know if we all are doing that. And so that brings me to a question for you, Young Spaid. So what do you think, what is your opinion on how women are portrayed in modern day hip hop music?
It's kind of, that's a thin line, because right now, they're, like, the women, they doing what they got to do right now. They, and they showing real strength right now, too. That's why I say it's a thin line. Like, they're powerful right now. The females is running the world. Like, even if you listen to the rap scene and whatnot, they doing their thing more than the more than the males right now, actually. So, I mean, and I don't have a problem with it. I do think that, like, okay, we got young girls listening and whatnot, but at the same time, they just showing their power and their strength, you know, talking about their story and trying to uplift some people. I'm pretty sure they're not necessarily knowing that it's young little girls listening to that stuff and whatnot, but they're doing their thing. They bossing up right now. I respect it.
Oh yeah, we always gonna do that.
For real.
Talking about, I'm glad you made that point because we are in the industry doing big things, but she was talking about how artists depict women
Male
in
artists.
their male artists. Well, sometimes
Oh, I understand. It could be lighter right now. Right now, everything's crazy right now. It could be way better. I try not to go too crazy with it. My parents and my sister, they listen to my music, so I try not to go too wild. But no, right now you gotta think about it though. You gotta have that in mind.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Onto that.
Because you're speaking from true to life. So if you've been through some of those experiences, you don't want to really suppress it and censor yourself at the same time, but you want to be respectful to your family and your community. So it is probably, you know, hard to balance that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, but it's not at the same time. You just gotta have respect and morals.
I hear that. I hear that. That's a word.
That's where it all lies at some point. It gotta stop at some point. But I'm all for it though.
Speaking of respect, do you feel respected in this industry so far? How long has it been since you've actually jumped into the industry, and how has it felt as far as respect for your creativity?
See, my story is sort of like the Lil Wayne story before it even kind of happened, because I was like a little baby on songs and whatnot. Like my first recorded track was, I believe, 6. I was on the song. So it was like, it's been for that long that I've just been learning how to get up, do this, and do that. So I've been on my own, really just putting my own music out since, like, I would say the 2010s, maybe. So it's been years and years of trial and error, doing everything myself. Like now, I know the business. I could make my cover arts. I could make my beats, produce, engineer, all of that, and get it all out the way I know it needs to be done, rather than all of the years before where I was just running around trying to do something for other people and whatnot, not necessarily knowing what I'm doing. Now I feel like I got everything. I feel like everything happened for a reason, you know, all of the years. That's how I feel.
Some hip hop artists consider themselves role models and others refuse to be labeled role models. Where do you fall on that spectrum?
I believe I fought, like, if you ask a young kid right now from my city, they'll tell you I'm more like a conscious artist. Like, I'm not necessarily the wild drill, shoot 'em up, bang, bang type talk. I'm more the one that they don't want to hear in the car. So it's like, I probably, no, really, like, they'll listen to my music when they're by myself or when they're by themselves. They told me this plenty of times, plenty of different people. So I think I'm in the lane of like Nas, J. Cole, Kendrick, maybe. Then like on the lines of Meek Mill and whatnot, because it get a little edgy and whatnot. So did I answer the question?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, all right. I wasn't too sure. Yeah, that's what I feel like I'm a little bit on that side.
Okay. So how do you promote? What's popping here in Hartford event-wise to where you can showcase yourself and your talent and artists that you produce as well?
I mean, it's tough with COVID, right?
True.
Yeah, it's pretty tough right now. You got a few things popping back up right now. You got the Musicology. It's popping up. It's like a little beat battle they do with producers. I'm not in that. I don't usually get involved with that, but I go to support and whatnot. They got a few shows coming about now. A lot of promotion companies, they coming up with a lot of events for artists. And a lot of artists on the scene, they doing their thing right now. A lot of artists that I work with, Miles, Mega, Jada Kid, Reza, Trev, Marlo. The list goes on. Like a lot of people I'm working with right now. And 2-4, the producer, he just got a big placement on somebody's album. We don't really got to talk too much about it. Well, Lil Make's album, he just did that. I'm working with a few more projects with him, and we just working right now. I just got done laying some vocals down for him not too long ago, but a lot of stuff is still coming about. I'm just trying to keep working.
Yeah, that's what's up. So how do you, with COVID, how do you maintain those connections and such? Just a lot of virtual?
And it taught me a lot. It taught me how to keep in contact with your contacts. Because sometimes you'll forget because you're not seeing them every weekend at the same parties and whatnot. You got to stay in contact with those people. So that's one thing I learned from it. And it's been working. A lot of FaceTimes, making beats through the phone, showing producers my verse right then and there as I'm recording it. So it showed what we could do with technology right now.
Awesome. So when we were on Instagram earlier, remember I noticed labels, right, on the post. And we know that some of them might not be actual labels. Have there been actual authentic, real labels that have been hitting you up?
Yeah, a few. Yeah, a few. I'm not going to talk about it. None of them was really, what's the word? None of them was really working for the team at the time.
Okay.
They wasn't in place. They didn't have the right requirements that we needed or that we was trying to implement into the plan, I guess. They didn't see the plan, so we had to move on from those little deals. But it's going to be more in the future. I'm pretty sure of that. And plus, I'm independent anyway. I've been doing all of this by myself. I know exactly what we need right now. And you just got to have the right stuff on the table for me right now.
Right. And one of those things is like not someone that's going to tell you what to write and how to produce and how, to be able to have your own creative license. That's one thing, right?
Yeah, no, that's out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear that.
That's
so who are some other greats that you might want to collaborate with in the future? Like we're talking Grammy status, who are some people that you are dreaming of collabing with one day?
Off the top of my head, Nas for sure.
Yeah.
Jay-Z, of course. For some reason, I've been wanting to work with Bruno Mars, Chris Brown, like the R&B guy, and the girl, her. I want to do something with her.
I love her.
Yeah. I like her stuff.
Yeah.
That's like the only people I've been thinking of now.
That's a lot.
Not too many people. I need a Mary J feature too. That'd be nice.
Okay. Wow.
So I'm not very knowledgeable in terms of the hip hop genre. Have you an avenue to connect to some of these artists?
Yeah, actually, Instagram has allowed me that through the COVID times. First times in a couple of years, I've been getting responses back from artists and whatnot on different verses and whatnot. I think it's because of the Corona thing, though. But I've been getting responses through Instagram, honestly, just hitting them up right there through the DM. Okay. And they hit back.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's how you market yourself too, mostly Instagram, social media, getting your stuff out there is working? Oh, yeah, definitely. Pushing it through ads, YouTube, the different streaming accounts. All of the streaming, everything, really. I'm on all of the accounts. Awesome. And when did you start writing? As a child?
Writing, that was a child thing. 6, 7. I used to get kicked out of class for that type of stuff.
Well, writing is in your blood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I learned how to do poetry in school too, so that kind of helped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's the base for what you're doing. It's poetry.
Yeah.
And life. With the
Definitely.
music beat. So living it.
Yeah.
So,
Got to.
so have there been a lot of ladies coming around like, oh my God, how's that been?
I mean, that's been cool. It's been real low lately. I've been trying to focus up, so I ain't really been watching for it. You know, I got a tape coming real soon, so I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes, a lot of shooting stuff, got a lot of stuff in store.
Okay.
So, no, I ain't really worried about the ladies right now. It's business. So.
I know they're worried about you. They will continue to be. But you know, like you said, you should keep your head focused because they're not going anywhere. You know, keep your head in the game and always know how to discern a woman who wants you for what you got and from who you are. And I'm sure you already know that. I'm sure your family has warned you and such. Has there been any other lessons that your family has told you about this industry, things that they've warned you about that you're heeding to?
Moving too fast with people and not necessarily getting to know what's their intentions for the whole thing. They've been trying to get me on that for like the last 5 years. And now I'm just now starting to understand that because it's important. You'll be in deep business with somebody that you don't even know. Mm-hmm. And all it takes is for that one time for them to see something. I don't know, it could be anything and then it just all falls apart. But you already deep, you know, did work, you know, put in work, it's a lot. So it's like, you gotta know who you're working with. You gotta know who you're doing business with at all times. I don't care if you gotta take them out to eat, meet their family. You gotta do that type of stuff.
Yeah. Well, you seem very personable and social, so I'm sure that stuff pretty much comes naturally. Like to connect with people.
Mm-hmm. I try to do that with everyone. Like even a lot of people that I do music with, I try not to leave it just based on that. Like I like to get up with the artist and do the song instead of doing the sending thing or just so I can get the vibe, get to know you.
Right.
You know, it won't be such a mix match. I want to get the best out of both of us, you know, for a record.
Absolutely. That makes sense. Yeah.
So I have a question. Are you able to focus on producing your own music as well as others at the same time, or are you trying to do stuff first?
That's a great question. When I was younger, I used to be able to multitask that very well, but now it's like so much coming towards me with the work as far as the cover arts, the business, making sure everything is set up for radios and whatnot. I have to spend different times doing a lot of that. So once I'm out of album mode, I'll go into making beats again, knowing that I need more beats for the next one or something like that. So it's like a 3-month on and off period where I go from like producing to recording. Mm-hmm. Before it was different though. I got a feeling it's going to get back to that though. Once I get the focus up, get more space.
Okay. Where have you performed in Hartford or the surrounding areas thus far before COVID? Have you performed anywhere? And did you ever get stage fright?
I performed all over. That's a good question. I never really think about the names of the places though. But countless bars, stages, Webster Stage.
Okay, cool. How about Toast Place, New Haven?
No, I haven't done Toast Place yet.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I did actually. I did Toast Place. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you so big you don't remember what you went to.
Yeah, it's been so many because I've been doing it for so long. But and stage fright, that used to happen when I first started. Like, actually, it was just one time they made me get on stage with shades, and I completely stopped like in my verse. Like I wasn't used to wearing shades and whatnot. But everything turned out good. I ended up learning from it. I started liking to learn from the shows and whatnot. Like, all right, this is what I got to do next time. All right, don't wear this next time. Just be comfortable. And then it just started working. So now I got to figure it out.
Yes. Wow.
So what advice would you give to some young brothers and sisters who are coming up after you and wanting to pursue a career in music?
I was just telling somebody this last night. It's gonna sound weird and you're not gonna get it right now, but just keep going and keep practicing whatever you're doing. For real. That's all you gotta do. Just know what you're going for. And like it, love it, treat it like a job. Don't be scared of the work from it. And you got it.
That's very good advice. I think no matter what it is, if you're trying to write, particularly in the arts, you're trying to produce your own work, whether it's writing or actual, painting, graphic arts, you're gonna get no's. You're gonna get turned down, but you can't give up.
Yeah.
You never know where that break is gonna come from.
Absolutely. I'm gonna read a couple of things in the chat. We have some support in the chat, people listening. Riri says, don't give up, keep pushing. And and Faye Moore says, focus. And then also Riri asked if you turn on a light so they can see you. If it's not right there, don't worry about it.
God. There's no light right there. Y'all don't see a light on?
Well,
we
darker.
can see. Yeah, it's a little, I would have said something at first. It doesn't seem like you're too dark to us, but perhaps to them.
Oh, wow. I had the light on the whole time.
It's okay.
All right.
I just figured if you had another one, but we can see you. They just want to see you better. They really like it. They dig in you, so they want to see you better. That's all. It's all good.
I thought this light was on this whole time. All right.
It's okay. Trust me, it's fine. So T-Pain says all the rappers basically right now sound alike. What do you say to that?
They do.
They do?
Yeah.
That's honest.
Yeah, they do. But it's just what's going on now. I feel like it was like that in the 90s as well.
In the 90s as well? Who sounded alike in the 90s?
A lot of people was different, but if you listen to a lot of the songs from back then, a lot of the beats was the same. Like, just the same as today. Like, it's the same thing going on. Mm-hmm. But it's just a different time, that's all.
Yeah. I feel like they're all talking about the same thing. Women, guns, drugs.
Yeah, where are you on the violence and the drugs? I mean, are you hitting on those topics in your music?
I try not to. It comes up once in a while, just from stuff that I've seen and whatnot, but I try not to. I try to stay away from it.
Yeah.
Good. Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be debuting your video on Primal in about a minute so that everybody can see it in the chats. And hopefully your fans and everybody, they've seen it and stuff, but hopefully, they'll be able to watch it here too. So it's about to start. So stay tuned, everybody, for Tricky, sorry.
It's all right, trust.
It's crazy how many times that word can fool you in life. Shit, it can make you feel good about something just from having a little of it. But picking up on the bad feelings from the time spent having too much of it. In cases like that, on the ones like this, that word trust turns into the word tricky. And when shit get tricky, you gotta watch shit from all angles.
Yeah, they're excited.
Every last one of them.
I am too.
So you're gonna have to watch on my phone.
I can trust no one, I swear that I have to pick.
You see? Okay, here it is. I'm gonna mute myself while they're watching.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah. I can trust no one too much, they be tricky. And these hoes just be choosing my shit, they be picky. I can't be snoozing when I'm cruising, tell them come and get me. And let them know they coming with me, it just man blicky. Faking, I'm a peep. Do all that faking shit, I'm a beat. No, I've been pitching good on my beat. Still I ain't equal. Do all that faking shit, yeah, I see you. Hating that nigga, yeah, I'ma see you. Wouldn't wanna be you. Really, I ain't got no heart. Ability in the city, I ain't got a chart. Get up on it when we pass, we ain't got a part. Rollin' window, let it blast, we ain't got a part. Head cover with this mask, I ain't got a part. Do the race and hold the gas like I got a part. Out here acting like a dog, you know you got a bark. Hey, we been rollin' with the bags like a shopping cart. Never since a nigga been gone, all these niggas need me. Bitches acting like I'm on, got them nigga needy. I ain't never shit songs, say I'm acting greasy. Like I ain't put my people on, they ain't never feed me. I can trust no one too much, they be tricky. And these hoes just be choosing my shit, they be picky. I can't be snoozing when I'm cruising, tell them come and get me. And let them know they coming with me, it just man blicky. Faking, I'm a peep. Do all that faking shit, I'm a beat. No, I've been pitching good on my beat. Still I ain't equal. Do all that faking shit, yeah, I see you. Hating that nigga, yeah, I'ma see you. Wouldn't wanna be you, wouldn't wanna not at all. Tryna post up on your block, I wouldn't not at all. Tryna talk like what he not, since she popping off. Last night we had to drive until we stopped the car. Set him up with this little doctor, she was tapping off. Met up with his mom and pops, we know he not involved. Another problem that was solved that I ain't gotta solve. Need to tell him knock it off, he is not a boss. And I just paid the cost, I'm the same as I got dealt. Been tryna be the mindset for them other guys I'm out. And still be dirty when I go in, ain't got by my help. Don't have too many people rolling, I'll be by myself. I can trust no one too much, they be tricky. And these hoes just be choosing my shit, they be picky. I can't be snoozing when I'm cruising, tell them come and get me. And let them know they coming with me, it's just man blicky. Faking I'm a peep, do all that fake shit, I'm a beat. Know I've been pitching good on my feet, still I ain't easy. Do all that fake shit, yeah I see you. Hating that nigga, yeah I'ma see you. Wouldn't wanna be you. Faking I'm a peep, do all that fake shit, I'm a beat. Know I've been pitching good on my feet, still I ain't easy. Do all that fake shit, yeah I see you. Hating that nigga, yeah I'ma see you. Wouldn't wanna be you.
Yeah, nigga. What happened with that shit? The fuck you mean he knew something was good? Man, you see, my nigga? I knew you was gonna be a problem. Cause you delinquent, nigga. I took a gamble on you. I was out there. You see, my nigga? I knew you was gonna be a problem. Cause you delinquent, nigga. I took a gamble on you. I was out there. You see, my nigga? I knew you was gonna be a problem. Cause you delinquent, nigga. I took a gamble on you. I was out there.
Love it, love it, love it. That was dope. Hey.
Thank you.
Nice job, nice job. So that was here first. Yes. So that was Tricky by Young Spaid. You heard it right here on Primal, and we will be running his song in rotation on our platform, ladies and gentlemen. So you can hear it here. Yes, indeed. Oh, absolutely. We appreciate you coming. We appreciate your time. Do you feel like now, well, you've been in this industry for years, but do you feel like you've been scooping up more new friends that just want to ride your coattails, or do you have some of the realists around you, or maybe a combination now?
A little bit of both.
Yeah,
a little bit of both. Can come with it.
I'm sure you learned how to deal with it after years and years of being in this industry.
Yeah, it comes natural after a while.
Yeah, we got to remain vigilant.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, we certainly wish you the best of luck. Looking forward to seeing you get that Grammy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I know you, right? We had him on our show. What's up?
Sorry about the light. I thought
it's okay.
This light usually bright as ever right now. I don't know what's going on.
It's okay. But you know what? One time when you're performing, we'll have to be on location. You'll have plenty of light. We'll come back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We'll come back and shoot you. So, because this ain't going to be the last interview.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank you, Young Spaid. Stick around. Make sure all of your friends, family, fans, everybody is listening and tuning into Primal. After our show, we got DJ V in the house doing strictly reggae, and then after her, we have Ambassador Sound. He's a sound killer. He comes on from 8 to 10. So feel free to pop in the chat. Tell your friends to follow as well, and we can keep partying. Okay. And best of luck to you. And we appreciate you coming on.
All right. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Young Spaid.
All right, take it easy.
Have a good one. Say that one more time.
I said be safe out there.
All right, y'all too.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Peace.
Bye. Oh, I'll give you his Instagram, Riri. I'm gonna type it in a second. Actually, you know what? It's at Young Spaid. So I'm gonna type it right now in the chat. Here it is right here. All right, so we just heard and interviewed Young Spaid, and we talked about his poetry. We talked about how he loves to write and how he started writing. And so Mom and I had the great idea of sharing some of our poetry with you guys. So we hope that you enjoy. And forgive me, I'm going to be reading my poetry on this laptop, so it may look like I'm staring you down. I promise you that I'm not. I'm just reading. And I'm going to start. Oops. with one poem here. Okay. So this first one has no title, okay? So here it goes. He is music. The notes radiate from his body, make waves in the atmosphere, captivating his audience. His personality flows through each bar, each note, crescendos of his heart. The sounds take him back to simpler times or forward him to fantasies unlived. Either way, I feel his climax every single time. I am the only one who feels the man behind the vibration. The complex arrangement which comprises who he is cannot be composed, and not even by Mozart himself. So that is it.
Awesome.
You should give me the little. So I hope you enjoyed. So I think music and love, what do you think, Mom, go hand in hand?
Absolutely, they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been proven and tested over time, going all the way back to, the juke joint, moving forward all the way up to streaming. Definitely music and love.
Absolutely. And there's something about being in love where the lyrics of the songs come, envelop you. They're so much more profound when you're in love.
When you add music and you add love together,
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I really want to hurry up and get to my mom's home.
No, let's hear you. You have two, don't you?
I do.
Let's
So
hear
here, and I'm sorry, I should get in the chat to see. Oh, they found, they said they liked the poem. Yay, I'm glad you guys like it. Okay, I'm gonna read this.
Neiima is a published writer.
I am.
Yes.
Okay, so this one is entitled Love, and I've been writing, I talk about people all the time. I forgot to talk about myself. So I've been writing since I was 8 years old. I have probably, I should count them, at least 30 to 35 volumes of poems that I've been writing since I was about 8 years old. The crux of the poems were written when I was in college, when I had a lot more time on my hands, and a wealth of experiences that I was going through at that, pinnacle time in your life where you're finding things out on your own and you're, living life and going through all of those things. At that stage, I think that's where most of my poetry was probably written between the ages of, say, 18 and 22, 23, something like that. And there was an ebb and flow of subject matter all throughout my life that pretty much chronicled what I was going through, whether it was marriage, whether it was having children, whether it was loving nature, heartbreak, childbirth, political stuff that affected me, you name it. All right, so this is called Love. Love is a tree's leaves rustling in the wind, in sync with my heartbeat. Heart beating for one alone. It is a fire you didn't set, nor can you extinguish. Love is an inner and outer body experience that engulfs you in what seems like endless rapture. And you pray the rapture never ceases. Love causes your eyes to bathe over the other with unyielding wanting. Your ability to surround them in your essence becomes reality. It's a tangible occurrence. Love is no longer a phenomenon when your spirit aches for another human being. The pattern of your life takes shape in symmetry with theirs. It's the infinite compulsion to exist in their next movement. The divine connection, which binds and blocks all negativity. Love allows you to find the good in them they didn't know existed. An unconditional ease, a paradise of emotion on call, ready to take over. Autopilot adoration. You can hear their body when it calls you. You can imagine their touch, the sensation buildup. It is overwhelming. The pleasure brings tears to your eyes. You become transformed by their language. Kisses form like water adjoining streams, soft and yet rigid. Love makes you want to bite, pull, lose control of time, the here and now. You become an animal in that you are insatiable. Love enhances everything, from the shape of your smile to the smell of your body, the taste of an earlobe, the notes in a song. Everything becomes heightened. There is magic within you. Love is a treasure, only found by those willing to be vulnerable. You feel it in your bones. It is relentless. It will not let you go, if you're lucky. Segment style, you know?
I love it. I love it.
This is the first time my mom is hearing this.
New to me, yes.
Yes, I wanted it that way purposely. Thank you, guys.
Love it, love it. What are you hearing in the chat?
Let's see what we're hearing in the chat. Faye says, wow, that's awesome. Riri says, yes, she is. And they say, love it. Lots of nice feedback. Okay. She's snapping. Faye says, you're very talented. Lovely poems.
Indeed you are.
Oh, thank you, Mom. I get it from my mom. I mean, like you said, you know, Young Spaid, having writing in his blood is definitely in mine. So I thank you for that gift of creativity that you passed down to me.
Yep, happy to do it.
Absolutely. All right. So are you ready for your poetic primal debut?
I am ready.
Okay. If you can't hear anything in the chat, let me know here. Write it.
If I had only known that each cherished moment was to become a cherished memory all too soon, I would have known to have savored each cherished moment, each and every time. Each breath, each smell, each taste of each kiss, each shower, each shiver, each caress, each pinch, each stroke of each cheek, every day of the week, each night, each day, to each note that Gato played, each note that Gato played, to the sweet love that we made, to the sweet love that we made. Each and every time. If only I had known that each cherished moment was to become a cherished memory too damn soon. I would have known, I would have savored each cherished moment, each and every time. Each breath, each smell, each taste of each kiss, each shower, each shiver, each caress, each pinch, each stroke of each cheek, every day of the week, each night, each day, to each note the gato played. Each note the gato played to the sweet love that we made. Each and every time. Woo! Thank you, thank you. That is each time, my friends, each time. And believe me, you need to cherish each and every moment because we never know what the future will bring. And today, tomorrow is not promised to anyone. So cherish the love.
Isn't that the truth? Cherish the love. And if you don't have love, real love in the relationship right now, you should check and see why you're still there. If you don't have a poem in your heart, you don't have to be a writer to have a poem in your heart.
That's right.
So if there is no poem in your heart, if there aren't any lofty language, if there aren't any words of passion, do a self-analysis, a check and say, how do I get that? And what's blocking my blessings? Am I with the wrong person right now? Am I pining after somebody else's man? Am I pining over somebody else's woman? You know, am I not being true to myself as to what gender I want? Whatever it is stopping you from what she said, living in your truth.
And I'll just recite a quote from Mickey Giovanni. It's illogical to hunger after the love of someone who does not love you when there are so many who would love you. So if you find that you're in a loveless relationship, take wings and fly. There's somebody out there who will love you the way you deserve to be loved.
Absolutely. And in order to be loved the way that you should be, it takes vulnerability. It takes healing past trauma and past relationships. It takes not taking the baggage from past relationships into new relationships and trusting, right? And trusting and knowing that the person that you're with might have everything. You may have manifested that person, you know, and it will take time to realize if you actually have or if you haven't, but we have time to figure that out. You don't have to rush. There's time to figure out whether they're the person for you. But if it's been too much time and you know it's not the person for you, then 10 years in one day is too much. Get out at 10 years. 10 years in a day? No.
Hey, it might be 5 years. You know, you decide. You have to set standards for yourself.
Yes.
You have to know what you're looking for in a relationship and not settle for less. Too many men and women often settle for less.
Yes.
Reach for the stars and give what you want to get in return. It can't be a one-way street. You have to give in order to get. And
Right.
when you get it, feel good.
There you go. When you get it, feel good. And why is it that we settle for less than we deserve? Low self-esteem, low self-worth, not loving ourselves the way we should. There's some comments in the chat. Snap, 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 snap. Hearts, fire, everything. You got about every emoji.
Thank you.
Yes. Riri says, wow, snap, snap, snap. Faye M says, mom is very talented too. Love it. Ambassador has a fire. And he's loving it. Faye says, she agrees. It makes no sense just wasting precious time. Absolutely. Yeah. And time waits for nobody.
No, it doesn't.
Absolutely.
Especially these days. What with COVID and war and climate change, I mean, you really have to be present and be intentional.
Yes, intentional is a great word.
It is.
And intentional, being intentional will, help you create balance throughout your life, whether it's your love life, your finances, your work life. Yes. And writing shouldn't just be, we're poets, we're writers. You should speak more too about your poetry group and I was thinking about it as you were performing, really, how your acting just came through. Should you talk more about your acting and?
It's been a while since I've done any acting, but I didn't embark upon that until I came here to Hartford. I ran into a brother who remains a friend, Earl Gardner, who was working with a theater group called the Ensemble.
Okay, your Hartford Ensemble?
No, not the Hartford Ensemble. Oh, this is horrible. It'll come to me. I've told the audience before that I've lost words since my surgery. And he asked me about, I asked him what he was doing, and he told me about the plays he was in, and I said, well, I'm a vocalist. If you're ever doing anything, like a musical or something like that, the performing ensemble, the name, the performing ensemble. I said, let me know. And so he called me up and he said, we're going to be doing Langston and Hughes, a blues piece that was put together through a number of choreo poems. And I said, okay, and I went to the first rehearsal and I'm looking through the script and I don't see that many songs. And I'm thinking, okay, this is not what I was really looking for. And the artistic director, the creative director at the time, Valerie Curtis Newton, just said, I'm going to send everybody an email and let you know which pieces you're going to do. So I got the email and it was a number of pieces, maybe 12. And I said to myself, wow, I don't remember seeing that many songs in there. So I went back and checked and they were actual poems in this piece called Langston Hughes Spirituals and Blues. And so the next rehearsal, I said, hey, I'm no artist, I'm no actor. I sing, but I haven't acted since, high school and college plays. I was in one in high school, one in college. And so with her training, I was able to take the lead role and zoom in and assign sometime later, and then do a couple of other nice performances here in Connecticut and the surrounding areas. And I found that I liked it. It was something that I was actually, had a knack for. And then, in 2013, I was asked to join a writers group called the Journey Writers Inc. Hopefully some of those members are on board.
Yep, they're watching.
And, we have a venue, a workshop every other Saturday that's open to writers of all genres. It's a way to express your creativity, to get positive feedback, to get positive critiques, and workshop your pieces so that you can, be better, because everyone can always grow and do better. And we've done a number of performances over the years. Even with COVID, we started doing virtual performances, which is very exciting for us. So you go to journeywriters.org online and you will find examples of our writing, examples of our different presentations and performances. We're working on several pieces now for September Pride, which is Gay Pride Month here in Hartford, Connecticut. And just, check us out and get involved. Start with a journal.
Yes.
Write down your feelings every morning when you wake up, or in the evening when you want to chronicle your day. Just start by writing what your feelings are, what touched you, what hurt you, what brought you joy. There's a writer in all of us.
Yes, there is.
And I encourage you to join us. Journeywriters.org. You can find the link to join us on Saturdays. We welcome all new writers to come. And I'll say this before I start talking about journey writers. Every time we get a new writer, they come in, they sit back, they listen to what we've written, and they always think, oh my God, I don't belong here. You know, these people are just fantastic. And then we encourage them to read what they have written, and we're always blown away. So you are your worst critic, rather. You're your own worst critic. You cannot critique yourself. Come share your work and let us hear it and let us give you some positive feedback. Journey Writers Inc., journeywriters.org online. Join us on Saturday from 3 to 6. We look forward to it. It's still virtual, so you can join us from all over the country, all over the planet.
It's nice. It's in the chat, so you might have some people showing up on Saturday to hear your work and to share their work. And as we said earlier, you talked about being intentional. Writing is such a way to keep us intentional and balanced, like you said, in journaling, because we are not only our own best friend, but we're the expert on ourselves. And when we write every day about the experiences in that day, and whether they made us feel happy or sad or joyful or nostalgic, we are basically writing the chapters of our life, and we can go back and look at the things that impacted us, the things that changed us, the things that helped us, and then draw back on some of those lessons that we've learned. I've done some of the same things. I've looked at my journal and said, oh, girl, why you do that when you already knew you shouldn't have done that? Because you knew when you were 26 that didn't work. And so now, you know, it's really chronicling your life. And then if you have children, you can pass those things down to your children so they can even learn more about who you are.
I recently shared a journal with my granddaughter, Autumn Scott. And, you know, I told her, you know, back then I was, you know, high school and freshman year of college was, oh, boo-hoo-hoo, somebody done me wrong songs. And, you know, I look back at them and I laugh. But I also have, you know, a great poem in there about my first boyfriend who set the stage for what to look for in a love. So shout out to Arthur Rice from junior year in high school through junior year in college. So yeah, it's a good way to look back on your life, see what worked, what didn't, and where you need to go from here. So start today.
Yeah,
start today. And you can start, you know, on a napkin. Believe me, I have plenty of scraps of paper where I've written out a few lines. Even that poem each time started out on a napkin.
Yeah. Mommy, I used to write on napkins in the cafeteria because, you know, I didn't eat there. So I had to do something other than gossip with my friends. I was writing on napkins.
Yes, there you go.
If I didn't have my notebook with me, and this is in high school and mostly college, but high school as well. I would bring the scraps of paper home, and then I would put them into my journal so that I would have them, you know, obviously forever, because I didn't want it. Losing your writing is the worst thing in the world.
It is.
So I would transfer it into, my books right away. It's like a death when you lose a piece of writing.
That's right.
Absolutely. It makes you not want to write. I did lose a book of songs that I had. Well, for a while I found it, but when I was about 14, I wrote a book of songs right in that room back there, wrote a book of songs within like a day. It just all poured out of me in that day. And then I lost the book about 4 years later. I had misplaced it and it ripped me apart. I didn't even write for a while until I found it again. Total like writer's block moment because of that. Yeah.
Writer's block, yeah. I have a novel in me that's blocked right now, but it'll come. It'll come.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah. Got to get back into that. But writing has saved my life many times during many journeys of my life. And I hope that you allow it to save you as well.
Right. Because we all have a story within, and it doesn't matter if you're sharing it with your friend or if you want to get it published. There's ways to self-publish as well.
Or if you just keep it private.
Yeah.
Most of my writing was private. I didn't share it for like 20 years. And when I did share it, I was amazed that people were receptive to it because they were just my own thoughts. I never thought it was worthy of sharing.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and you know, it was just for me to express my own anguish, to get what is called putting blood on the page. You know, releasing, purging oneself. That's what I use my writing for. And I was amazed to find that people appreciated it and people could relate to it because we're all human And we all go through many of the same things in life. So.
Yeah. It's funny how my perspective as your child, I just thought you always shared.
No.
And when I came along, I saw her journals and such, and I saw the work that she did, and I thought she always shared. Me growing up, I was the opposite. I shared my poem. If you didn't want to listen to me, you was have to leave the room because I shared my poetry with everyone, everybody. If you didn't want to hear it, you was going to hear it anyway. Ambassador says, love it. He used to write enough poetry. The lyrics he needs to start writing again. That's what we want to hear.
That's right. Good.
Yes,
good.
yes. Do it tonight. Go to the store, get a notebook, or get the dust off of one. Get a napkin. Riri's laughing. Oh, she mentioned Arthur. She's laughing. Everybody's just having fun in the chat. But yeah, definitely. It's so therapeutic and so great to either have for yourself or to share. And think about getting published. Mom is publishing a book. What's the title of your book, Mama?
It is
Wisdoms and Musings.
The Wisdoms and Wisdoms of a Bayesian American grandmother. The Musings and Wisdoms, and that's a play on wisdom and wit. The Musings and Wisdom of a Bayesian American grandmother. And I'm also working on an anthology with journey writers, so I'm hoping to have several pieces of writing in that. I've written a few short stories. I'm really more about writing essays and poetry. I like to write essays about, current events. That's my favorite. That's my genre, really.
Yeah. We'll have to
essays and poetry.
Yeah, we'll have to showcase one of those. That's
sure.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay, well, our time is basically up. We enjoyed, DJ Gaddafi says, it was great to hear the writer read their own poem, so you know how it was intended. Yes. Very true.
Thank you.
Thank you all. We thank you for sharing in our creativity and for welcoming again Young Spaid. Keep him, subscribe to his YouTube. Hit him up on Instagram. He's in the chat. And I want you to stay tuned for V coming up next with Strictly Reggae. And of course, the sound killer himself, Ambassador Sound, from 8 to 10 right after V. Party with me in the chat as always, people. You know I'm in there. Mom, you gonna be in there tonight?
I'll be in there for a minute.
All right, guys. Have a wonderful night.